A new partner.
Yeah. To the kids. How hard or how easy is it?
Hard. Hard in the sense that you want to be sure, okay, the kids are ready to meet somebody new.
Yeah.
And this person is not like a fly-by-night partner.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So that's what makes it hard.
Yeah. But I mean, how do you know? You never know who is
A fly-by-night.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a risk that you take. But I think most important is if the kids are ready to meet somebody.
But how do you know the kids are ready to meet somebody? You know?
Yes.
You know, we've always
I know.
We've always said it from the woman's point
of view.
Charlie.
It's true. I try as much as possible to not take people home, because how am I going to introduce the person to the kids?
Daddy's friend.
This is auntie and this is uncle. But what? So let's say I take the person home, and then the first day I'm like, oh, this is auntie. They keep on seeing auntie, and then auntie tends to, okay, we are going to get married. Will they keep calling her auntie, or now they have to adjust and call her mom?
Yeah, but Sam, if you think about it like that, you're never going to remarry. Or you don't have any intentions of remarrying.
Remarrying. My mom always says that, okay, fine, you're not that old, so you shouldn't say never. I'm not going to get married. But I always feel.
Is marriage a thing?
I mean, that's a very good question. I think, okay, not the word marriage. Marriage is something that we all want for companionship.
Thank you.
If you can have it without the marriage, then
without a signing.
Is that what you want?
Is the signing you're worried about?
The signing is what is married. The signing is what's married, because going to church for it to be blessed, is that what we call marriage?
Well, yeah, it's all part of it.
No. Actually, in the olden days, when we did not have all these influences, when we did not have all these white and pre-wedding shoots, pictures, and all those things, how are we doing our wedding? How are we getting married?
It was traditional.
So it's like,
go see
a
few drinks.
Yeah, go see your family, we talk, and that's
but
it.
Then that's marriage. Then you're married.
Yes.
So that's fine.
So no, it's not fine with me.
Okay.
What? Okay.
At this point in my life, I always go like, I hear horrible stories about stepmoms, stepkids. I have friends who are like, oh, I'm a stepchild and I don't want my kid to go into such a situation. And then they explain, or they try to tell you what happens at home. And you be like, so if I'm to bring someone in there.
What are the guarantees?
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
But someone's story isn't necessarily your story, Sam.
It's not, but majority, it's like 99% of the time.
So here's my take on it. Earlier we were talking about if I feel the need to have a partner. I feel like children need both parents, so to speak. I'm raising a boy and a girl. And yes, I do have moments where I think, wouldn't a father figure be necessary at this point in his life? Because my son is a very sensitive boy. Now I know that if he grows up the way he is, he'll get eaten by all these boys, these rowdy, tough. He's not. So I feel like he needs a male influence to teach him that yes, you do need to be sensitive, but not to a certain. You don't need to cry about everything.
You don't need to be a pushover.
Exactly.
But is their dad not in the picture?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because you see, was it by choice that he's not in the picture?
Yes,
or
absolutely. By his choice, and now it's by all of our choices.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What, I mean, what was it a very bad breakup? Like
I'm like, okay, talk.
It was no. And we're actually very good friends. He's actually trying to be in his son's life.
So wait.
now.
Let's say you were married.
I was married
to him.
No,
Okay.
I was married before, but I didn't have my children with my ex-husband.
Okay.
Okay, so I had my son with somebody else.
Right.
Okay, now he didn't want to be a part of the child's life, and
What was his reason?
Oh, he didn't want to have a child. He still doesn't. Now I think now he's trying to be in the son's life, and so, yeah.
Is that his only son? His only child?
Yes, I don't think that's his reasoning though.
Okay.
His reasoning is that he didn't realize that there could be an extension of him anywhere else. His son looks exactly like him. He's like a photocopy of him.
Okay.
So yes, but unfortunately, he's not interested right now. My son doesn't want to know.
Okay.
Because he's found a father figure in somebody else.
Okay.
He finds more interesting and more appealing.
Yeah, but he hasn't given his father a chance. He might find him a lot more appealing. But that's where you come in as the mother. I mean, I had that issue as well, with my daughter, because in the beginning, I did not want him to be
a part. Why do ladies always do that?
I
don't get it.
It's not.
Fine. Hers is different because maybe the guy does not want a kid.
Right.
But why do you always? It's like you want to keep the kids to yourself, and then when the guy is even coming around, it's like with conditions.
Okay. No, I don't think the word is keeping the child from the man necessarily. I think for me, the issue I had was, she was a girl. And I just felt like, like you're saying that your son, like you're saying your son needed a father figure. I thought, you can visit, you can visit, you can see her, but you can't take her away. Because a man, I don't know how a man is going to be able to, wash my daughter and wash it. I don't know. It's just
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I had that problem. And I feel like, men, women I find women a little bit more attentive when they have kids. So a guy goes out with his daughter and the kid wanders away. Charlie, what's to say that one of your friends will not try and do something?
Yeah,
he's not even
these perverse times.
I think about things very, you can call me an extremist, but like you're saying,
you're a parent.
Exactly.
In these times, anything can happen.
Motherly instincts, but in the beginning, yes, I think that I take part of the blame because, and again, a woman scorned, we take it out on them, on the man, we try to deprive him or whatnot, and he was also quite relaxed about it. So yes, I could say that he also didn't want it in the beginning, but now they have a relationship, and I had to make sure that they had a relationship. And in fact, what am I even saying? He didn't want it as well. In fact, he didn't want it as well.
Okay.
And what he wanted was just to come and take her for a few hours and bring her back. I'm like, no, you can't do that when you are not.
Children need stability.
Stability. Yeah. You can't do that when you're not actually you're not
being a father. Yeah.
Sometimes you can say, oh, I'll come and see you tomorrow. My daughter will stand at the gates.
And he won't show up.
And he's coming to see me and he won't show up. So I had to stop that heartbreak, and that's why I had to come in. You know what I mean? And, with something like that, what do you do?
In my case, though, I'm not, okay, so I think you were trying to say that it behoves on me to make sure they have a relationship.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to force it. I'm definitely not keeping my son away from him. In actual fact, I'm the one who keeps saying, have you reached out to your dad? And he'll say no. And I'll say, but do you know which one? Because right now, sort of like he has two dads in his life. He kind of has two dads in his life. So so then I'll say, but do you know which one? Then he'll mention his real dad's name.
But you know
which
one?
No, because I'm saying, because my question was, have you reached out to your dad? And he's mentioned no. And I'm like, but do you know which one? And then he mentioned the biological one's name. And I'll be like, why? He says, because I'm in touch with Nee. So I wouldn't say no to that question. And I know, and you know that I'm in touch with Nee. So basically,
so Nee's the man in your life right now.
Yes. And so he's very comfortable with him. So he's not even trying to. Yeah, they WhatsApp each other, but when I read their conversations and I compare to the conversations that he has with Nee, he's very yes, no. Okay.
But don't you think it's the parents' influence that's without even consciously influencing it?
How so though?
Let's rewind to this girls and fathers thing.
Yes.
I think it's a known fact, correct me if I'm wrong,
The girls are closer to their dads. Absolutely.
So, what exactly is happening if you say that, oh, because it's a girl, I want to, maybe the dad, guys, we don't pay attention that much. Maybe she might wander off whilst my mind is somewhere else. No, I braid the hair of my baby girl.
Wow.
I wash it. When it comes to the parts that I'm like, do it yourself, learn how to do it. You know, you do that because I feel like
to teach her to do it the right way.
Because okay, my situation, she will be 10.
Oh, she's grown.
Yeah. My situation was a bit different.
Okay.
Because what used to happen was they will go and live with your grandma during the weekdays and then go to school and then come to me on weekends. So definitely it's like when she comes, Daddy, I want you to bath me. Daddy, I want to sleep with you and all that. Right. So when she's showering and everything, oh, okay, then do it. Because your grandma would definitely
teach you.
Yeah.
So you see, there's a woman there.
I'm not saying
that's what I'm saying.
The woman is absent. Their mom is not absent. Their mom is outside. She's in London. She calls them and everything. So it's not like there is this. What word should I use? Like,
no, I mean, what I'm saying is there's a woman.
Totally
there's a woman present in terms of grandma.
Grandma
okay. Is there. You know, but this is a situation where you're taking your child to see the father who lives alone.
Who probably have his boys.
Who probably has boys coming around.
And you can't. I know exactly where you're coming from.
You understand?
I mean, even sending my daughter to school on the regular is a problem for me. Like I'm thinking, there's a lot of perverseness out there these days. You know, so I know exactly where you're coming from. And especially when it's with somebody who you've loved before. And now that there's a child involved, he's not a part of it. You're thinking, you're not even the person I used to know.
Right.
So I thought I knew. So how do I entrust my child?
Exactly.
With you alone.
How do I entrust our child?
Wait, I'm sorry. If you are seeing it as our child,
yes,
you will be
involved.
Full-time.
Yeah,
and full time does not necessarily full time does not necessarily mean that we need to be married. Mm-hmm. But it's not as you'll be a full time dad. You realize I mentioned me. Mm-hmm. We're not married. Okay. In fact, if anything at all, I don't even think we're together anymore. But he's very hands-on with the kids.
Right.
He will show up on a Thursday night, even if he has work on Friday, sleep over and take them to school. Okay, and then he will pick them up from school and take them to the beach.
I see what
he's hands-on.
I see what Sam says, because you know your son's biological father is not in his life and is not in your life. Mm-hmm. If he decides to come and sleep over, you would not let him because you're not together anymore. No. Do you see what I'm saying? Exactly. Exactly. So now here's the case where he's trying to do the right thing or come. Well, he's trying to be there, but if it takes him spending the night. And you will not let him, but you will let me because that's the guy you're dating. So you will let him stay the night. So all that helps with him getting
the bonding, getting.
No, but you see, here's the thing. He's actually offered to have his son come and stay with him, like for weekends and stuff. And the one time I mentioned it, John was like,
because he doesn't know him.
Okay, so what do I? It's not my fault.
No, it's not. No, that is true. Maybe fine. He needs to, instead of spending maybe just an hour every week, or maybe spend more time, do stuff together. Maybe right now technology, video calls.
I think in their case, I think they just have different interests. Mm-hmm. I think they have. My son is a very techie gadget. He's. I mean, 70% of the time he's on his tablet. He has no time for. So he likes superheroes and he likes all of those things. His dad, on the other hand, is not necessarily that way. Mm-hmm. So I think that they find. I remember reading.
Nee is techie.
Nee is techie. I mean, I like in the car. I hear them having conversations about how. So who's your favorite superhero? And who's your favorite villain? And who's your this? And that person from this character. That,
he's making the effort.
He has to make the effort.
Yeah, because
he has bent backwards.
Yes.
He has bent backwards for my kids to love him.
True.
Okay. So
because I didn't know about Spartacus, but because of
you need to know exactly
because of the kids. I need to know about Spartacus.
So let's go into yours a little bit. single fatherhood.
Fatherhood.
How's that like?
Okay, I should say it was, because now they've moved back to London. So
Okay.
I should say it was hectic.
Okay.
The kind of job I do and the hours I get home. And you now, let's say, okay, fine, the weekend, they come in over the weekend and I have to go to work on the weekend. So just imagine you have these 2 kids and then you have someone else, maybe a cousin or someone who, okay, I'm going, can you please make sure they've eaten this, they've done this. And then when you are at work, I'll call, are you guys okay? Have you eaten? What are you doing? You don't focus on work. You focus on them. So I sometimes, some way, understand the women's point of view that, okay, it's your full-time job, basically. So it's like yes, it's it is your full-time job. Ladies, that's what you do. That's what you do always. You are always around the kids. It's known that women raise kids.
Because the men are not around. So what do
we
you
are
do? Leave the
not.
kids on their own?
It's known that women raise kids.
Raise kids in. It's known that women take care of the home. Yes, you take care of the home. You raise the kid. I would say it's not in our DNA. It's, and let me give you an example.
Why
Okay,
is it
I
not
always say this. I always use my one thing my dad said as a reference. He said, akoko, like the
Akoko bema.
Akoko bema ni medi nechida.
No.
Exactly. It's always akoko
No,
bema.
but that's the difference between Nkoko and human beings.
No, yes.
Okay, so and this unfortunately is going to take us into a subject I don't like discussing. Feminism.
Yeah,
We were having that conversation.
What do you do?
Akoko ba do not have the intelligence, so to speak, to say that.
No, I'm not saying it's the responsibility or it's the job or it's like it's your divine right.
But you think that women raise kids better than the men?
Thank you. They do. Yes.
But so you do
Yes,
think you
they
raise
do.
your kids better?
No.
Well,
As a man, I've raised them, but I think if I had raised them with the woman
Together, it would have been, of course, that's ideal. Perfect.
It would have been perfect. But the woman alone
would have done a better job, do you think?
No, there might be some shortcomings. As you're saying, you think you need a father figure for your
son
because of the way he is.
Yes.
That's the role that the dad is supposed to play.
Right.
So if I come in and I'm raising them alone, I'll be raising them very hard.
Yes.
And leaving the.
So there's a shared responsibility.
Yes.
There will be an imbalance.
Yes.
If you raise them alone, no matter what, there will be an imbalance. I'm fortunate enough, they go to their grandma. So you know that 5 days out of the week,
There's a woman in their life.
there's a woman. Then the 2 days that they come, then, why are you doing this? No, you don't do it this way, you do it that way. Then I also add the male thing.
Yeah.
So maybe they
got the balance. So
they
was
got
yours also yours was a divorce, right?
Yes.
And then you moved to Ghana, and
we came to Ghana
together.
And then she went back, and
You didn't want to go back.
no.
So she moved back, and then you didn't want to move back.
She moved back, and not that I didn't want to move back. I felt there were better prospects here, and so she was like, "Oh, she's not happy," blah blah blah, and then that was it.
She's not happy in the marriage.
Yes,
Okay.
and then
So when she moved back, you said, "You're not going back with my kids. They stay here with me."
no, the plan was for the kids to be here, go through schooling, go through the, how traditional raising up of kids till a certain age, and then they move back. So that at least they continue. Because if you leave them there, by the time they are 18 years, so at least if they are in Ghana now, some way, somehow, they learn to respect.
Yeah, kids brought up here
Here.
are usually more correct.
Yeah. They learn to respect more than if they were raised solely there. So that was the plan. That was the whole. So, yeah.
So how did that? I mean, when did it start for you in terms of knowing that, Charlie, I'm doing this single-handedly as a single dad?
I think it was around 2013, 2012, 2013, because that was around when she left, and we were still married. But then it was like, okay, now it's just me.
Looking after
them. Looking after them, yes. So
how old were the kids when this happened?
Okay, the first one is 12, so 2013. Charlie, me must say, whoa.
She's 12 now.
No.
Yeah.
In 2018. 2013 was 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Yeah. Okay, so
what, seven?
Seven. Yeah. He was 7, and then she was.
Not that bad after all.
Yeah. Okay, so
he was 7, and then she
girl.
was. No, 7-year-old boy,
and then
5-year-old girl. Yes.
So you started raising them.
Yes.
On your own.
Yes.
How easy was it?
Initially, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy in the sense that there were some things that, okay, I get home from work and I don't have to think about what are we going to eat, because it's cooked already. And I'm the type of person, whatever you put on the table, I will eat. I'm not fussy like that. But now I have to think about what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to feed them.
And then more like what you're going to also cook.
Exactly, what you're going to cook. And I also don't like buying things buying food outside.
Food.
I like cooking.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. So I'll do my contomere and more, or I'll go get chips and just bake and then do grilled chicken or something. And then they'll just, but I felt that was the main, should I say, the difficult aspect. The eating. Because you need to check, am I giving them the right balance of food? Am I not just giving them junk food? And if you leave them, my baby girl, if you leave her, she will eat cereal morning, afternoon, evening. That's all that she wants. Exactly. So it gets to a point, okay, if I put the plates there, okay, you eat, she won't eat unless she's eating with me.
Coercion.
If we are eating from the same bowl,
then she will eat.
But
you don't like eating from the same bowl?
No, with them I do.
Because they won't chew your meat.
No. With them I do. They will not chew. With grown-ups, I can't eat with anybody.
But I actually have a friend who is he's raising 4 children by himself. And I think, yes, he's doing 4 kids by himself. And he's amazing. He doesn't have a nanny. His mother is not in his life. Like, he is literally a single dad of 4.
Wow.
Yes, he's a single dad of 4. He's amazing. Yes, he's amazing. And when you see, I say he runs his house like the military. There's a routine. Like, every child has their chores. He has a menu for every day.
How old are these children? They are probably in their teens.
No. I think his youngest isn't even 10 yet.
Oh.
His oldest is in 15.
Wow.
Yes, his oldest is in 15. His youngest is in...
But is it good to be raised like in that military kind of way?
I think routine is good for children. I think children
even
need...
as babies.
I think children need routine. I think it keeps them structured, you know? So I think I think he's a little too militant with them. But again, he's raising 4 children.
That's what for the balance.
That's the only way, yes. But yes, I do think that children need routine.
Well, the moment you said that, Sound of Music just came to mind.
I know, right?
Yes. Actually, yes, that's exactly how his home is like. Like,
All
yes.
I was someone blowing up with
Yes. That's exactly how his home is like Sound of Music. But his kids are growing up beautifully, you know, and their mothers are not in their lives at all. They're fine.
Mothers.
Yes, mothers.
Okay.
Yes.
How many mothers? 3.
Mothers. Let's just leave it at mothers, shall we?
I think society is a lot more lenient
with women.
With the men.
With men.
You know, you go to the mall, and I'll say this every time. You go to the mall, you see Sam with his 2 kids. He looks almost lost.
Yes.
Where's your mother? Oh, I'm a single dad. Oh, let me help you.
Yes.
I mean,
really? Nobody has ever helped me before.
Yes.
So where are those?
Really?
Yes.
No, but you're right. You're right. You're
But then
absolutely
you go
right.
with your child.
As a woman,
mommy, you know, should be like, it's expected that, like you're saying, society.
yes, we're judgmental of women. In fact,
judgmental,
it
not
is judgmental. Let me explain. In fact, the fact that you're a single mother with a child, I've judged you already.
Yeah.
You must have done something wrong to not have a male in this child's life.
You must have had a child out of wedlock.
Yes, out of wedlock, as a teenager, or you were a horrible wife until he left
one
you.
way did it do.
Like, yes.
There's always something negative.
As soon as you're a single mom, you've been judged already. You've been put into this box already.
Single dads get judged. Oh, wait, or pet. He likes.
No. In fact, let me tell you what happens. The women and the mothers of the children of single dads get judged. Because I'm sitting here thinking, so I've judged you already. Even without having heard the story. I'm thinking, what mother actually leaves her kids? I would never be able to do that.
Why would your wife leave the kids with you?
Yes, she must be a terrible woman. Judgment straight away.
You know, without even realizing that I'm judging, but I just did.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So you didn't marry your son's dad.
No.
Neither did you marry your daughter's dad.
No.
Is it by choice that you went through this? I mean, did you think that, okay, look, I'm getting older, I might as well just have my kids? And you know, people say that women pick the men sometimes after a certain age. Like, you know,
not necessarily.
Okay.
No, not necessarily. I've been married once, which was why I asked, is marriage a thing? I'm not sure if marriage is for me. The marriage as is known, I'm not sure it's for me. I have all sorts of views on marriage. I feel like you should be able to renew it. I think it's contractual. People change.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
People change, okay? I feel like we should be able to sit down every 2 or 3 years and say, hey,
let's review this.
Pen and paper. Is this working for you? Is this working for me? If it's not, we can go our separate
But that's
ways.
where you communicate in a relationship,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. So that's the reason why I'm not remarried. Now, I remember a friend of mine saying to me at some point that, say, nipa wu a yembisa se ni kunu wei, yembisa se ne mma wei. And that line, Nana said that to me, and that line, it stuck with me. And I think that's actually, apart from the fact that, like I said, I'd had 7 miscarriages before my son.
Right.
When I got pregnant with him, I knew I'm going to have this baby. Whether his dad wants to be a part of it or not, I am going to have this child.
Yeah.
So marriage is not like the be it all and end it all.
Okay.
Do I want the companionship? Yes, of course. You want somebody. I mean, I love my kids to bits. I was telling you earlier, like they're like my shadows. If I take one step, my children are right there in it. You know, but sometimes you want to have another adult to have conversations.
Of course.
And you want to have a different perspective, a different gender perspective. So yes, that certainly comes in handy. But does that mean that I need to be tied to you, hook, line, and sinker, shackles and all?
No.
But
I don't think so.
But they will tell you, or people will say, when the kids have left for college,
then you're by yourself.
There. I'm using mine as an example. Now they are not here. Initially, I was like, I always use the kids. Oh, quality. Oh, now they are not here. And you go home.
And it's empty.
Sometimes I see the scribbles on the wall and you miss them.
Yes.
You don't have anybody else now that you can talk to. But when it comes to marriage, I always say maybe I'm scared. The reason why I say I'm scared is, how would I know, Joselyn, I've married you, how would I know you are happy? I don't want...
That's why you talk.
We talk about it.
We communicate.
But we were talking...
Before.
So if now I have someone else and then that person goes like...
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I think the way your wife left is what has scarred you.
Yes.
Because in your correct me if I'm wrong. you know, more often than not, we hear the men saying, I did everything for her. You know, she just said she wasn't happy. And I mean, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, right? I think for you, in your mind, or as far as you're concerned, you were doing everything right just to keep your family. And then she wakes up one morning and says she's not happy. But the thing is, did you ever stop to listen? Because sometimes, you know, you can do everything, but is that everything you're doing what she really wanted? If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a comment below and click the subscribe button for more exciting episodes. And I mean, what are you waiting for? Click it now.